Hello,
Hey there. Um,
welcome home.
yeah, thanks. In the double sense, I would say.
Hello, Mindy.
Hey,
Hello,
Hi,
Hey, Mindy.
Tim.
how are you?
I'm all right. Sorry, I don't have a Sweden shirt.
Oh yeah, no, oh, yeah, yeah. It's okay. It's more expensive there. It's fine. I just saved everything.
Hey, Tim.
Channel.
Something's messed up with your microphone.
Okay.
Can
Well,
oh can you speak again?
yes, of course I can speak.
Okay, now we can hear you properly.
It's a delay in me switching it on.
All right.
But still a bit faint on my end.
Yeah,
Yeah, the volume is now I didn't hear you at all.
Hello.
Oh, now it's
Hello, my
okay.
name is
All right. Yeah,
hello, my name is Pedro.
Yeah, keep that thing close, otherwise we won't hear you.
Well, I do try and stabilize it right next to my
Yeah, it's
whatever.
very
What you call it.
quiet.
Hang on, let me see if I can see myself. Where am myself? Show myself. There I am. I can see myself.
Yeah, you're very, very faint at my end. I don't know about medium mark. Can you hear, Tim?
well,
No, something is up.
usually when it's my mom, I say, "Take your finger off the microphone." That's usually how it goes. It's like, I can hear you. Yeah, I know. Keep your hand somewhere else.
How have you guys been? I think Mark is trying to help Tim. How have you been, Mindy,
Good, busy.
as
Just
usual?
yeah, it's yeah. I have this thing that I always do. It's called like starting over. So I
Okay.
kind of started over again, which is fine.
With
No,
Wait, when you say starting over, is that shiny object?
uh, we
Song
will
from
see. We will
1980s.
see. I'm not sure about it because I think I have found what I actually want to do, like forever. Well, forever, like the thing that I had in not in mind, but the thing that I actually do a natural, just like suddenly has a name, and I was like, oh, that's actually a profession. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll see.
okay. Is
Well,
it
whatever it is, if you see yourself sticking with it for a long time, then you should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see.
we'll see.
Need to figure it out again. So that's also good.
Yeah, maybe next time you know more and maybe you can share then if you want, if it's ready.
Oh,
Um,
I just want to help people, and usually I do everything for free that everybody asks me, and
yeah.
I and kind of started not doing that anymore. We'll see.
How about you, Mark? How have you been?
I've been having, let's say, a week of ups and downs. Particularly today, I would say was one of my suckier days for a number of reasons. But there are days where let's say, I doubt myself, just like anyone else. And I begin asking myself, is this really working? When am I going to begin seeing results? And not only that, it's how I see some, upon reflection, a dissonance between what I've done for the last 25 years and still keep doing in real life, where I have plenty of proof, versus online, where so far there is practically nothing yet. When really, okay, the issue I see is that simply the online world simply doesn't even know that I exist. So my work isn't really building proof, it's getting my proof out there, essentially. So, yes, okay. I mean, I've been growing organically through school, as you know, but relatively slowly. And it's reaching a point now where it's very clear to me that I know what I'm doing. I'm good at doing it. Now it's just a matter of getting in front of more people so that I can begin attracting more of the right people inside, which has already happened to some limited degree. But of course, the numbers are still small. So that needs to be scaled and enlarged at this point. On that point, tomorrow's roleplay is not in German, it's going to be in Spanish.
Ah. And who is the Spanish native speaker? Because I think you have a German native speaker, right?
Mhm.
And I forgot her name. Help me. Lina.
Lina, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
And do you have a Spanish native
I have
speaker?
myself. I have myself, even though I'm not native.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, puedo hablar en español, pero no soy un español, right?
Me,
Whatever.
me sembra que hablas sin problemas.
Yeah, better than me. But I meant, if you have a native speaker there, that would be really helpful for deeper.
Yes, of course. Mind you, I'm not sure regarding Evan's level of proficiency, but he can speak some Spanish for sure.
Very good.
So I put him on the list. He's invited anyway.
Very good.
We also recently got a Spanish member referred by Lina. So he joined us for German. But being a Spanish native speaker, if he joins us, that's even better for us.
Nice. I just wanted to ask, you said, sometimes you doubt yourself like we all do. And I'm understanding that like today was one of those days. And if so, what is today different that could have triggered that? So for me, for example, this happens when I have a lack of sleep. For example, can you pinpoint something?
It's simple enough. I just look at my stats, in this case, sales, and I realize that, listen, I haven't made any money yet from what I'm doing online. And part of it is also from simply not putting my offer, which I've created, out in front of members. I realize that 3/4 of the members aren't even aware that I have an offer.
Yes, but that, was the same yesterday and a week ago. But today, for some reason, you felt that.
Let's just say that on average, these sort of days hit roughly, on average, once every 3 days or so. So this reminds me of something that Leila Hormozi once said. As a business owner, your days are going to be, okay, on 2 out of 3 days, you'll be feeling over the moon. But then the other day, you'll be feeling like crap for whatever reason, which is perfectly normal in this kind of world. I'm just getting used to it at this point. Mind you, I did already get used to it. And well, today I already knew that from the way things were going to be happening, that well, it was going to be one of those days. Plus, I had a few other unpleasant incidents unrelated.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a cycle, right? It happens.
It's inevitable. There will be the good days, there will be the not so good days. But the thing is, what I'm going through, it's simply part of the process that inevitably I'll be going through. So it's all right. Eventually, these things won't matter. Hey, Evan.
Hey.
How are you today, Evan?
Oh, I have a fever of 101, so I'm feeling kind of crappy. But my son started school a week and a half ago, and I'm learning to, deal with children germs. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't drink after my child after every drink.
Oh, you got it from each other.
Yeah, he stayed home from school Thursday, and then I caught it by Saturday. I'm like, oh wait, yeah. I mean, the way things were before, where I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, milkshake, yeah, let me have some milkshake. I'm learning my lesson.
Well,
yeah,
hey, on the plus side, you get to be sick together.
No, he got sick, and by the time I got him better, now I'm like, here, can you take care of me? Go get me some aspirin.
Oh, Evan, and you're still joining us here. This is like
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't miss it for the world. So
I just looked up 101 because I think in centigrade, and it's a little bit over 38. And so yeah, it's not too bad, but not fun either. So
yeah, no,
I'm
I
happy you're
mean,
not having like high.
yeah,
Then you would.
I should really learn centigrade. I know kilometers and meters, and most of the time I think in that, but when it comes to temperature, I'm like, I still pisses me off that like we use something different than the rest of the world, and like why
Yeah, it's literally the rest of the world.
the
I look.
world? Yeah, exactly.
It's
It
only
drives me insane.
it's only the United States and the United States dependencies. Everybody else uses centigrade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you guys, you still describe floor space in square feet, right?
yep,
Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
imperial. Here in England, it's like a mix. It's weird. For some things we use like, on the road it's miles, but then we use centigrade for the degrees. It's yeah, both work.
Yeah. No, and then as a mathematician, like, I mean, it doesn't even matter. I mean, it's always just like, here, what units are you using? It's like, no problem. Like, here, just deal with it as it comes. Um, but yeah, I mean, just in terms of like everyday use or whatnot, it's like, here, I really need to change my frame of thought. Because most of the time it's here. Yeah, I can do a little calculation, not a problem. But yeah, I mean, I would much rather communicate with the way the rest of the world does, not the way that America does. It's ridiculous.
Um, Tim, can we hear you now? I don't know. Can you say something? No,
Nope.
Definitely
no.
working, but I can't see it working.
Oh, there we go.
I'll come.
Mhm.
Oh, there we go. I've got even closer.
It's
Hello,
very
hello.
faint.
That's hello, and hello. Uh,
But you can hear us all right.
I can hear you perfectly fine. Yeah, I've had conversation with I can hear it for the last 13 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, you're very faint at our end, or at my end at least.
Yes,
No, I'm
yes,
not
I agree.
frail. I'm not frail at all. I'm very
Faint,
fit.
not
I'm
frail.
fairly. Oh,
He
that
taking the
steam
pee,
coming.
as we say here.
Yeah. I like to add sparkle and fun to all the events. So yeah,
So,
what's the
guys,
question?
today,
I think in Evan's call, basically with the children catching something and it going around, it actually builds up the defenses in the family, whatever the gene pool, DNA pool is, but you're just fortifying it.
Good.
okay,
I need some of that.
Yeah.
we all do.
And for Mark slowly sucking life out of himself for whatever reason, and that's quite a natural process of your primary goal is not to actually do anything but meet people and talk to people.
Mhm.
I'm here to help, Mark. I'm here to help.
I totally
Now,
lost Tim's audio.
now you're completely cut out.
Tim, for the last 7 seconds, I haven't heard a word of what you said.
Go away and come back again, all right? I'll go
Okay,
away and
I can hear, we
come
can hear
back
you now.
again. Okay, fine. Well,
Nope. We'll
Sh-
just
Shall we
I,
resort
I
to
don't get a
leave,
I don't
leave
get a
Tim to
green
his own devices for now.
I don't get a green sparkle around my frame which says I'm speaking, but I'm speaking.
You are. Yes, now you are.
yeah,
Uh,
maybe Mark, you could introduce sign
Wait,
language at your end,
I was
your,
thinking that, in fact,
in
we
your
might have to
community.
resort to some to sign language at this point. 2 seconds,
Guys,
right?
today's school buddies. We don't have a topic, so we can, talk about anything and everything. What I was thinking is, how is it going with this offer of Hormozi with 90 days trial? Are you thinking of creating a new community that is out? I'm thinking of opening two communities on that trial. Have you thought about creating a community just for fun?
Well, I'm curious if you could just do a quick recap. I missed the Money Models release. I have been out of touch with all of the new happenings. I would love a recap. That feels like it would be really good for Skool Buddies in general. So
That would
Okay.
be a good start, actually. Yeah.
By the way, the live stream, the recording of it is still up there on YouTube. I did not realize that by the end of it, it was 7 hours.
And
Yeah.
yes, again,
And not only that, he did another one
again,
the next
just
day,
Oh,
right?
another one the day after.
Yeah.
No, no,
yesterday.
I already had an overdose the first time round, and that was after nearly 3 hours.
But basically, in regards to school, right? Part of the book, when you buy the book, you get a free audio version and extras, which are in the Schoolers classroom. The Schoolers classroom, there's a new section with Hormozi, right?
Mhm.
So these extras you get when you are a member of Schoolers. And so people who are buying the book, who are not members of Schoolers, right? They are offered for the next, so for a week,
Yeah,
still
exactly.
5.5 days.
Mhm.
You can open a community on a free trial, but the free trial is not 14 days, it is 90 days. So 3 whole months, right? So
It's the hobby plan, by the way.
No, both.
both, both,
Both.
both.
Yeah. Ah,
Everything is identical to the normal sign up. Everything is identical, completely identical, except the duration of the free trial. It's for the hobby plan, it's for the pro plan. You can upgrade, downgrade. The only thing that's different is 90 days instead of 14 days.
and using his link.
Yeah, so you have to go over the Hormozi link.
The thing is, during the presentation, Hormozi mentioned it was going to be the 9 per month, which automatically implies the hobby plan. He didn't mention the 99.
He
No,
didn't. He didn't. And so when you then, arrive at the offer, you get like the extra like surprise that it's also for the pro plan. So it's for both. And a new member in Skool Buddies made a post, I think yesterday, which I just replied to today. And I gave her, I think it's a her, the name is DG. DG, if you're listening, that post in there, I made a link to the school help page that talks about the pricing. And in there, you have all the details.
So this link that Hormozi gave out, I mean, I signed up for the thing. I was just too sick. It was like 9 a.m. In the morning, and I slept right through it. So how might I get to the link for the offer?
It is
it's just
school.com/Hormozi. Simple
Okay.
as.
Mhm.
Just Hormozi, like you have the community name, right? Hormozi.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm going to actually create 2 communities on that link, or that offer 90-day, because this is something that I've had this in the back of my mind to create these, well, actually one community. The other one I just came up with a few days ago, and interestingly, because of something Mindy said, I will share what that was. And so the one I had in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, let me, get Skool Buddies going, school guides going, my Karma Noodle. I'm involved with, humans and the alien stuff. Let me sort that before I take on another community. But now with this offer, for me, that's a no-brainer. I can start building that for the next 3 months, right? And the second one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a month. The 2 weeks was such a struggle to get things up and running and secure members before taking on the risk or whatnot. And I tried that so many times, but 3 months. I mean, I almost guarantee that I can make something running by 3 months. I mean,
Mhm.
so yeah, that's really great to hear, because one of my biggest struggles has been really like nailing down, like, okay, here, like, I mean, I have kind of about 6 communities that I want to start, but they're all like commingled. And that's why it's like, okay, really, it's like it's one community, but actually like different takes on it, and how I need to again ramp people up and bring people in. I'm talking to different audiences. Like they're all going to end up at the same place, in a large conscientious community. But yeah, it's been a struggle for me to figure out the best route to really make it work. And I'm always thinking such like grandiose scale that it's like hard for me to like, here, I'll just tackle just this one. Because then like the language from the other ones bleeds in, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know, I can't do any of this. But this, I think, will give me an opportunity to maybe start like 2 or 3, um, and really kind of get the ball rolling. So that's interesting.
Yes.
When you
And,
say
and
when you say language, can you hear me?
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, when you
Loud and
say
clear.
language, do you mean there's software language programming or language?
No, I mean just the messaging, the like
Messaging.
how, yeah, like how what I'm saying to, because my audiences are drastically different. I mean, the way I like to think of it is, there's like productivity enthusiasts that want to kind of spice things up, and it's like make fun, have their lives be more fun. And then there's like gamer people who are all about fun, who want to switch to like getting their lives in line and be more productivity based. So like that's kind of like the first divide of my 2 groups, because I'm all about gamification and self awareness and self development. But like those 2 groups are so drastically different, and they're kind of like at odds with with one another. And then, but when you start to look within those groups, almost every group, period, out there has about 3 pillars, right? So, like how you're talking to them, here, split them into 2, and then each one has like 3 pillars, and each one of the pillars is like pretty drastically different than the other people, even though they all have the same goal. They're there for the different reasons. And so, yeah, in my mind, I'm always just like struggling to try and piece together how to like bring all of these people together, because ultimately they all want the same thing: to live a balanced life that's community based and well rounded, where they live a life of strength and persistence and experience and creativity and contribution and intelligence and attachment and life for like spirituality. So yeah, but I mean, like, trying to get all those people to like understand one another / b follow me is like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be I want it to be a bottom up, but when like nobody there really understands one another and they're all there for different reasons, how do you create a bottom up community from that?
Okay, I don't know if this might help or just room for discussion, but I was doing a bit of searching yesterday for WhatsApp communications, and I ended up with my device over in the corner and then the laptop in the other corner, and I was talking to myself and getting responded to from the other WhatsApp bot, but it wouldn't do anything other than English or American. But I'd actually asked it, it looked like from the bot site itself, it did look as though it was multi-language, because it was saying a language, messaging service. And when I asked it, it said no. Well, I said that's self-defeatism, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So I was searching for some sort of language
second or third or fourth or fifth or whatever language I could switch to. If I just spoke one word of Spanish or one word of Italian, it would then recognize it.
Yeah, Telegram does better than WhatsApp in that field. I don't know if you ever
Mhm.
use Telegram, but
Yeah.
as far as me being multilingual, I find even though everybody in the world, in the world uses WhatsApp, I feel like Telegram's the future. So
Okay. Thanks.
I wanted to add to what you were saying, Evan, about the communities, starting the communities now with the 90-day free trial. What I just realized, though, also, I mean, now it's a super no-brainer with 90-day free trial, but just the $9 hobby plan in itself, right? Because right now I was thinking, 90-day free trial, yeah. Should I open it on a hobby plan or on the pro plan? Now, first of all, you can upgrade anytime, anyway, right? So why start out with a pro plan when you don't need it in the beginning? So we're back to a $9 hobby plan, and when you compare that to the pro, you can experiment with 10 communities for the price of a pro plan, if you wanted to, right? So experimenting with 2, 3 on $9, that would be $27 once it kicks in after 3 months. I think, yeah, it's really a no-brainer. So
yeah,
I
I mean,
answered my own question.
if you look at my activity and my school activity, as like the day that they announced the $9 thing is when I like have not given school much thought. Um, and yeah, I mean, instead it's just been in the back of my mind, like, oh my God, like now things are really possible for me to do these things because before, 'cause I'm a single parent, like super broke for the past 2 years, like and had no income, like all of these things that I wanted to do, just not really feasible. And every time that I tried to, um, it's like I just couldn't. I was overwhelmed. I still have my child, still trying to do all these things. Um, but yeah, I'm just like so enthusiastic. Other than like my 100, like over, other than my temperature right now, I'm really looking forward to like I've been setting stones in place to really, you know, make my dream come true. And so yeah, I mean, Hormozi and school itself has really, enabled me to go on this path. But yeah, I mean, I have everything kind of sorted out in the way that I want it to work, and I actually think like the other times were just like long shots, but I actually think things are going to work this time. So
And I would say that ever since they introduced the hobby plan, they pretty much removed the last major barrier to entry.
yeah, well, I mean, then it comes down to like, okay, are you product based or are you community based? Because I mean, not the hobby plan is great for are you trying to get people, or if you're trying to sell a product, I mean, then you want to move to the pro plan. But I mean, if you don't have products, if you don't have things for people to purchase, then yeah, just stick with the 10% commission. Who cares? But I mean, for somebody in my industry with like Notion and selling Notion templates and trying to get away from like Gumroad, Gumroad takes 10%. If I wanted to transition from that into actually giving people a tool or even offering services to create tools for people, I would want to do that under the pro plan at a 2%, 3% rate. Because yeah, I mean, most of my money would be coming from product sales, not the community organization.
Am I the only one that is obsessing over a URL and not having in the $9?
I only think that comes into play for SEO, which I don't think anybody here seems to really wrap their head around quite so much. I think that most people aren't going to pay attention to the URL link that you're sending them to or funneling them through. When it comes to SEO, it's huge. But whenever,
so I think in the future and with AI, it's going to be like, especially
yeah,
if you have private communities, like the only thing, or one of the only things there. And I just got the URL. Go and check it out. I'm so happy with it. Look, Dan, he's fast. Go and check it out. I'm pretty damn happy with it.
Yeah, and I think it's huge, but I don't think it's I don't think it's critical at the start. I think that
No,
like
it is
yeah, by
not. It's not. It's just
you know
something
by
that, you know.
yeah.
It's just too sad that I took it like 2 days ago, just the day before the book launch. That was sad, but yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I'm pretty pleased with the fact that I got the schooler ID tag or whatever. I mean, so certain things do, you know, come into play where you're like, yeah, no, this is definitely worth it. But I don't think that it comes into play so much as most of the time. I mean, like nobody's really going to pay attention to what link they're clicking on. It becomes more around the word of mouth aspect and like search and marketing, advertising. And unless you've got something up and running, then what does any of that really matter?
Yeah, I agree. It looks nice in advertising, right? When you have a nice little URL that you can show instead of some ugly one. I just thought about that a few days ago. I was talking with my wife about it. You know, back in the day, people, when, you know, websites came about, they would spell the whole URL out, right? With www dot and everything, right? And then over the years, when you see a URL, all it will have is the TLD at the end. So you have, you know, school.com, and that's enough. But nowadays, who actually looks up a domain name, a URL? No, you Google the topic, right? You see like, oh, there's a new whatever surf shop, and then you do surf shop in your town, and it'll pop up, right? So I
And they
think
don't even make it easy for you to type in the whole URL anymore. I mean, like if I type like Google, for instance, I mean, whatever you type in the search bar, or in the search bar is the domain bar. So unless you really go through the effort of typing exactly what you want, which for
yeah,
the most part, I'm like, well, I'll just leave off the .com and the www, and it's still just right there at the top. So like
yeah.
here, it just saves me some time. So
Who of you was on that call last with Jenna, with someone that I forgot his name, about how AI is well, to rank beneficial in ChatGPT with your community? Who was in that? Nobody from you? Wow, it was so interesting.
yeah, I mean, I've been in other, I haven't been in that one. But yeah, I mean, I have a background in AI and data science and training models and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, I've trained what, like before my brand name and whatnot, like you could type whatever into GPT, but now GPT knows what my brand name is, and I don't even have anything content out there on the internet whatsoever. But now, if you search my brand name, it tells you everything about it, um, and those kind of things. So yeah, you really can influence the models that are out there currently by just feeding them information.
Nice. Tim, now that we can hear you so well,
Okay,
what have
good.
you
I've
been up to?
disconnected all that stuff.
What have you been up to?
Well, I just thought I'd check on something that I bought sort of a little book from one of my favorite sources, who's a memory master class. This is the third item I bought from him when he released something interesting, and it was called a vocabulary builder. And it gives you Excel spreadsheets, and there's videos on how to use it, etc., etc. And after I bought it, I just stuck it into NotebookLM and got a summary of what the book was about. And then I put it aside for about 2 days. And then I had some other things that were like bit more activity that I liked. So I was doing those, and then I went to Bible study. I had Bible study on Tuesday, and I went to the English Jehovah's Witnesses on Sunday. And then where are we now? We're Monday, so I think it was Thursday. I had another lesson which was only about learning how to use the Bible study material to be, studying, as in what questions you have to ask and what questions you need to to get focus on, etc. So I broke all that down. I managed to sit down and actually do it for about 2 hours this morning. So I've now got an excellent way of memorizing it. In some respects, it's memorizing, but it's actually the story. So the story of how to learn something using the Bible, or the story on how to use the TPRS system, which is teaching with proficiency in storytelling. So I've now come to basically from a convergent into a merging of all, well, at least 3 aspects of where I've been coming from to meet at a single point of connection with everything. So I've discovered the TPRS system recently. I've been in touch with the memory system recently, and I've now been taught how the Bible study lessons actually work. So I'm putting that blueprint into practice.
Very nice.
And the good news out of the practice is that NotebookLM has 2 more features that I discovered. One of those is that you can actually have an extension, which was called web something, my web or something, web sync. That was it, web sync. So you have the extension, and you can actually add any website, 1 page or 2 pages, or a list of pages, into NotebookLM. I did discover the original one that's in there as an option doesn't work for Google Workspace. So I then stuck some of my data into it, which I've been collecting. So I've been able to get some of my own content into NotebookLM, and then you can do whatever you like with it, manipulate it, get text out, and then you could apply that as the output into my other system, which is Natural Reader for audio transcriptions. So I've basically got a central point of bundling everything in, and all the ways of cutting a piece of cake up into output, and then disseminate that into the other products I've got, which help with language learning. That includes the oral proficiency interviews, sentence and data mining that into memorization apps as well, which I've got. So that's how I've been active for the last couple of 7 or 8 days.
That sounds like you could create a whole school around that.
Correct, but I'm quite happy not doing so, because I think there's an overhead to that. And although I know what goes on in the schools and the affiliateships, etc., and I would say so far, out of the 2 sites that I subscribe to, I found the people running them aren't up to scratch.
I'm still just going to throw out that Notion would be such a handy tool to add to that, because you can publish sites or web pages, and I mean, yes, it's got AI built in, but it's kind of crap. But I mean, it's somewhat nice or whatever. But yeah, to have one holding space for all of your knowledge, all of the things that you want in an infinite way of organization, which I think you would just love and adore. Man, like
I have tried Notion, but they do ask you to pay for it.
No, I mean, there are, if you want automations, then yes, you'd have to pay for it. But you can store all of the knowledge you want for free. And
well, I did try it. I take on your point, and yes, it was very, very useful. You could easily grab things off the web from wherever. And this for me, I used Notion probably about 8 or 9 months ago. And yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy to revisit it and see if it can be of any use. But yeah, I'm not saying I'm.
Do you use Obsidian? What do you use for knowledge consolidation?
Well, this is where I use flashcards. So yeah. I have a flashcard system now. It's not very big, although I've got piles on my desk. I don't refer to them very often. I'm trying to keep track of 26 different languages.
Yeah, I mean, and there's
and
then there's, if you want to use NotebookLM. I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to integrate AI into your life and consolidate your knowledge, I guarantee you Notion's the best thing out there. I've checked every possible software on the market.
Okay.
Do you?
Well, I've been developing layers of language acquisition, phrases, syllables, pronunciations, CV codes, etc., etc. So I'm now down to probably 7-ish within Google Worksheets on spreadsheets. So I've got a data set on there for all 7 of those different levels, going from alphabet, syllables, and CV, and then I'm doing this storytelling as part 7.
So that's perfect. I mean, like Google Sheets and all of those things are super awesome and super useful. And then Notion just allows you to then actually relate all of them to one another in a consistent manner. And so this is the next evolution of that progress. And then you can tie AI on top of that.
What I have also been working on, which may be useful for Notion or otherwise, I'm not sure, is Claude AI is producing me with apps for not only me to train myself on 30 languages, but I can also input the data sets one at a time and also configure that to the Common European Framework. So the 6 levels of May 1 to C2. So that's 3 points within the app. However, the problem I had with the app was the text to speech or speech to text wasn't reliable. Didn't work out the sandbox, doesn't work on the website or public shared. But it was adequate because I could just copy and paste them into a translator, as a speech to text translator using that. But only last week I discovered that the Base 44 web app, if you've heard of that one, they've actually got a speech now AI API as a separate component within the app that I was creating. So I'm going to transition everything from Claude over to Base 44, just by copying the code in and just try and see how it deals with the speech to text apparatus of learning the 4 modules of learning a language in 30 languages.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe we'll schedule another call or something, but I'll talk to you about that. Yeah, I mean, you're much better off integrating it all together. And so that's kind of why I like Notion the most, is now you can use like Claude AI is the best at integrating with everything. So if you wanted to integrate
I'm not knowledgeable to say that's the case from my experience.
Yeah, no, I would love to help. I would love to help you out with all
the
the
MCP and the
the MCP. That's exactly what I'm talking
about. Complicated for me. I'm learning a little bit.
I could take care of any and all of that for you in like.
Okay, well, great. I'd love to have a conversation with you about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Very
MCPs are the way of the future. And that's the
I knew
beauty
that.
of all of it. It's just like, now there's an MCP for Notion, there's an MCP for Claude. Like anything and everything you want to do, I can totally help you with any of that.
Okay. Well, I started practicing with getting the data from Google Workspace. So I've got a very, a toy. I'm playing with a little toy.
And what I love about you is like you've got all this information, you got all this data, and yes, you have it in all these nice organized systems, but they're kind of antiquated. And if you move them over into the newer spaces of tying them all together through relational databases and whatnot, it's like I would love to help you because then I could utilize them. So
I've done databases many years ago in paper form. And I tried to compile a spreadsheet at that stage.
I couldn't even imagine doing databases in paper form. That's just
I've still got them.
Beyond me.
I thought they were interesting. I just like data sets and data indexes and whatever, bibliotheques and all the stuff and all the group associations. I just wanted to, consume everything that I saw.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm just like the next generation of you.
Evan and Tim, would this be something that we could make a separate call? in addition to Skool Buddies, just like a one-off? And would this be something, does this go in the direction of Second Brain? Am I hearing that?
Yeah, well, I came up with that particular point actually with the neuroscientist that I'm in a group with on WhatsApp, and I basically it's I'm at the moment practicing second brain to first brain. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it falls much more under Mark's purview, and I'd love to talk to you more about that tomorrow in his call.
Very cool. Very
Fine
cool.
by me. Makes perfect sense.
Nice. We have about 15 minutes left. Mindy, you have been a bit thinking, quiet.
Oh, no, I was going through some scammers meanwhile.
Is there
Where-
anything we said though, Mindy, that you think you could either look at or want to adopt or
Oh my,
contribute?
you have no idea. I am so not home in all those things. Really, that's like a maybe very, very far future or something like that.
Where do you sit in Goose's organization when it comes to Wingman? Are you a user of it?
Well, for my
Yeah.
community, it doesn't make any sense, but I use it for Goosify itself, and I'm an admin also in the Goosify software. So I'm in the backend. I'm just sorting out lists and stuff that is not going good and stuff like that.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it comes into play a lot there. I mean, I really love what they've done with Wingman. It was a lot of what I'd already built in, like, kind of the future of what I thought school needed. And yeah, I mean, I think that in the future, Wingman will incorporate some of these other things that we're talking about as far as like communication is the first pass at things, which they've kind of got down. But then outside of that, then becomes like profiles and knowledge sharing and those kinds of things within Wingman. I've spoken with Goose about it, but yeah, I mean, I think that everything that he's done lays a really good groundwork for like if people don't adopt it, or even if they do adopt it, that there's room for me to show them the way through just here, let me just throw something up in Notion. But I mean, I think that one thing that school is lacking, and this goes back to like here's actual Skool Buddies conversation, is like you have the school is a forum based community system. Here I'll post, you can comment, but it's a forum. I mean, it's what it is. Maybe chat rooms, but like outside of that, then you get into like, okay, you're what, like Discord or what do they call it? Gather, like those kind of things, and then you have like co-working spaces. And so that's another layer that I don't think school's ever really going to get to, and nor do they have any like desire to get to. But then people like, who's Dan? Who helped me out here? The guy from Human, the Gather guy. What's his name?
Kevin Wong.
Kevin Wong. Yes, nice, nailed it. Yeah, so Kevin, I wholeheartedly with Kevin on like it would be so nice to add that layer, that shell layer onto school of giving people the option of having this kind of communal workspace kind of thing. And then what I'd like to bring to the table is through Notion is yes, you have a co-workspace, but then having like a shared actual workspace here, like like working together on projects, where it's like here, like I don't even know what you call it, but yeah, I mean, actually a wiki space ultimately, where here we can all actually add our thoughts, our interests, our profiles, and then I'm a big fan of psychology and personality tests. It's like, I mean, I'm a mathematician, but like my passion is all around like helping people understand who they are and what drives them, and letting them present that to other people. And so by using Notion as a place for people to, add their own, ultimately like Facebook only, like privately owned Facebook is kind of the thing that I would like to introduce to Skool, where people have their own place where they have their own pages and they have their own profiles and they can share their interests and what they like, and then add a gamified layer on top of that to promote and encourage them to socialize with one another, and then kind of like what match.com or something layered on top of it, where it's like, here, like, we have the data, you've agreed to share this kind of data, like starting to pair people up and create that bottom up community kind of feel to create a real community around anything, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot more than what we have now.
Exactly. And I mean, and I think that Wingman is a good like basis for that. I think that I really think that that's what Goose is shooting for and aiming for, but he's taking the top down route to it, rather than what I'd like to do is take the bottom up route to it, where it's like, here, just empower the people with something that they're all using, a shared space where they're all using, and then let it grow into whatever it becomes, rather than like thinking that, oh, hey, like, do the buddy system, and here you need to do these things for your community to do well. It's like, yes, some of the communities do well when you do those things, but that's not necessarily what everybody needs, while if everybody needs to know who's there, who each other are, in order for them to connect and really, flourish. And I mean, it kills me because like Skool's got the right idea, but their structure, their organization system of the forum kind of thing. I mean, I've been around since the internet first existed, and the way that they're implementing is like America Online, and not like the system that I grew up in with, just like clans and gaming and social environments where it's like, hey, we're all together to play this game. It's like, that's all that matters. Now it's like you just interact daily with all these people. You don't know who the hell they are, but you're a mage and you're a warrior or whatever, and you just start to come together, but because you're forced to, because you have the same goal, And if you recreated that environment of, here, let's give everybody the same reason to be here and let them be whoever they want to be, and then help them interact with one another to connect and create a bottom up system of a clan that, I've seen so many good gaming clans that like my family's, all the people that I've really connected with over the years, like that's how we came to be, not this top down system where it's like, it only works for like 20% of the population,
I totally feel you on that one, Evan. It reminds me of what we did in various shooter games online. And I tell you, the first off, it began with friendships. But based on that, we then developed top-notch team communication.
Yeah.
Which made us the bane of every other squad.
Yeah, and then instead of, when you take the top down look, you take the top down look from organization, and you give them reasons, like, okay, here, like challenges, or like here, like competitions, tournaments, those kind of things. It's like, that's the duty of the top down, is to give them purpose and pleasure and reason to want to then form groups, because even then the outcasts feel like, oh, well, I want to compete, and start to come together, and that's, I don't know, I feel like that's the beauty that I want to bring to Skool, because it's like they seem to be struggling past like where American Online. it's where Facebook failed. It's where everything's failed so far, except for gaming communities, and like Discord's great, but it's just they're just mechanisms, and it's not guided. And I feel like Skool could be guided in a way where, yes, there's so many different ways you can start a community, but I don't see any that are really led this way, where it's just like all your job is to do is to bring people together and let them be themselves, and then give them reasons to flourish.
Mm-hmm.
We have one community that I really like, and that's the Vanlife network. And in there, it's like the owner, Rens, a friend of mine, he doesn't even need to be in there anymore. It's like
That's the dream.
Yeah, and we meet up in real life. Like now, I'm gonna fly to Barcelona on Thursday for the IRL and team up again. But also, I'm gonna stay some nights with them in the van, and it's everybody's meeting up in real life, and that community is just. We have calls 2 times per week, and they last 4.5 hours usually.
Yeah.
It's like the average is 4 hours. Everybody just wants to hang out there, and that's I think what it needs to be.
Yeah. So how do we cultivate that? And I mean, that's my goal. And that's why I love you, Mindy. And that's why I love you, Dan and Mark. And it's like why I want to be here. And Tim, I really enjoy everything that you bring to the table. And that's why I show up to this call no matter what.
Oh, thank you. Praise indeed. And I like being here because Mark's here. And now I like here Dan here. And everyone's equal.
Yeah.
Male and female.
Mindy, do you want to share
I don't.
Community? Which community is that?
What was the question?
The community you were talking about, where you have 4.5 hour calls. Which community? Can you
The
share that? Vanlife.
The Vanlife network. Yeah, on my profile. It's on my profile. So we just created a free one also now, a public one next to it. But it's the core one, the paid one, that is doing so well. It's insane.
And it's like, so like, sorry, Dan. So to me, it's like, and that's what I'm talking about is like, if you can help people realize, like for games, it's like, here, we all play this game. But like, I feel like that's what's missing in the school structure, and what like they push is just like that identity, which the van life is totally an identity. And I mean, like here, as a gaming community, it's like that is your identity. It's like, here, I played this game. And if you can help people, I realize that it doesn't matter what the identity is. There's people out there, and they'll unify around you, and you don't have to do shit else other than have a good construct for people to come together and actually like have a reason to be there. Because that's what's missing so far. Is like, yeah, they push the identity thing here. Oh yeah, be yourself. You know, you're the reason people want to come. But like, then what? There's no construct. There's no reason for people to bond and move up through the ranks like there are in these gaming communities.
Cool. Yeah, there needs to be something uniting the whole community in the absence of the owner himself.
Right.
Because the thing is, the community
a shared goal.
The community should be able to run itself in the absence of the owner.
Well, what's the shared goal of the van life community? I mean, I feel like there's got to be one.
Yeah. Beer and fuel.
I don't know actually, because we talk about oh my God, the conversations go so deep in all directions, you have no idea. So I don't know what the shared thing is. We all sit somewhere in a van, but it's not.
If the majority in that community are people who live in a van, let's assume that the majority people like that, right? Then I could imagine that life can be kind of lonely when you are, on the road all the time. And what connects you is other people who are doing the same. Obviously, you have people around you, but many people, they might look at you like, I don't know, you're crazy doing that. Why don't you settle? I'm just saying something, right? That could be a view that people have. So what connects you is other people doing the same. And so I can totally get that why people in a van, when they have a community like that, and there are probably many, but this one is one that's very good, right? That they then spend hours and hours on a call. I'm not surprised at all. That is a very unifying thing when they do the same.
I mean, I think that's the first step towards it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like for me, it's like, yeah, that's layer one. That's like tier one. It's like, here we all play the same game, we all do the same thing. You know, the gaming culture is very isolating. You know, it's like, here I'm playing this video game by myself, like, and I have no friends, and this is what I'm doing. I'm dedicating my life to this game, and it reminds me a lot of that. But then what I've seen over the years is this beautiful construct that you can then layer on top of that. It's like that brings people together in kind of this unifying way by just simply having a shared goal. So I mean, I encourage you, Mindy, to like think about like, okay, here, if you guys are meeting up in real life, those kinds of things like that, where it is like, here, either like regionally or whatever, like, here, let's all like pull together to accomplish something, go visit the, your favorite place in the world, or whatever, but like help each other achieve something together, because you've already brought everybody together. But without the goal, then you just kind of remain at that level. And yes, there's that mutual connection and whatnot, but there's like about 6 layers above that. And I almost view it as like conscious, the collective consciousness of the universe. I mean, it's the same kind of thing where it's like, yeah, here you found your people, but then you realize that you have to take care of your people, and that we're all one.
Yeah, we are. It's like we're starting a movement. Well, it's not me, it's not my community, but we want to do like cleanup access, go clean up beaches, clean up places.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's what I'm talking about, and that should be a poster child for what school really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not what it needs to be, but for me, that's what it is.
And not only that, when that sort of thing happens in real life, you end up bringing in people who aren't even on school. You can bring them to the event, and then they end up joining school because of it.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, for me, it's like the people I meet on school all resonate with the things that I say right here. They just don't realize it. I feel like that's whoever found school, they totally get everything I'm saying. It's like, that's the reason they're here. They just don't realize that is what's connecting us all, is that want to create this collective consciousness that's just like, here, to understand, find people that get me, and like work towards something and become a better human being in whatever aspect that is. I mean, maybe it's Satanism. I don't give a shit. Like, at least, like, whatever, at least they're bonding, at least they're working towards something.
Yeah, it's about
Beautiful
finding your
people.
people.
I want to thank you all for showing up today for this call. I need to jump off. Mark, is your call the one that's next that we can all show up to? Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Mindy, you're not in my community, but you're welcome to join if you wish.
Yeah. What time do you have the call?
The only issue is that
Same
I
time here.
think it clashes with Goose's call.
Exactly. Yeah, it's 5:30.
It does. But his is 2 hours, right?
2 hours.
Yeah.
Which Goose?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Simply because they stopped to watch the school news.
Yeah, but then after we have the Vanlife network, and that goes from 8 to midnight. So my Tuesday is completely.
Mind you, my Tuesday so far, this was only a temporary change, simply just for the summer, because on Wednesdays I'm usually out kayaking in the evening. That is when the call used to be. In fact, there's a strong chance we'll be moving back to that slot. I'm just saying this preemptively, so that
go for it.
anyone making a change in calendar.
That way I can make Goose's call, because I would love to be on Goose's call, but I keep choosing yours.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I wish I could be in 3 places at the same time. It's a headache.
I just had an idea. I'll make a post in Skool Buddies where we all share our favorite calls that we like to be on, and then maybe we can learn from each other, about other calls, and maybe how we can like coordinate them. Because I'm learning from you guys about some interesting calls here, so I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a bad idea. I mean, like, ultimately, like, the way I see Skool Buddies is like, your calendar is filled with everybody else's calendar, right? I mean, like, our job is to bring people in and then spread them across school and make them at home. So it's like, even if it's not our call, just point them to like, hey, yeah, you should join Gooses. You should join these other ones, people that are part of our, network or our community.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very nice.
I wanted to say one last thing before Dan runs off. As I told you at the beginning, today I had a really sucky day. However, just being here with you guys, even for a few minutes, I tell you, it helped tremendously. I understand, of course, that these are all transient feelings that we're going through. That sometimes, yes, okay, you do get a bad day and whatnot, but it doesn't detract from the fact that having people like you around makes it so much more bearable.
Good.
Beautiful.
Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank everybody here on this call. I think we are here for the same reason, and I think over time this will just get stronger and better, and we'll figure things out together.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
See you tomorrow then.
Thanks, Dan.
Love y'all.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.